Good morning everybody, and this is your S&P 500 setups for today. So we've tagged the level that we were looking at yesterday, pretty much bounced off the top and fell down to the bottom. This diversions are still in play. We do have CPI coming out, but this here, I should change those colors to a different color, but that there is a channel. We are in amongst the moving averages here on the 8 hour. Big diversions, massive area of support just below us. If you pick it up on the weekly, you will see nothing. So it should actually have been up a little bit higher, but anyway, that is definitely a massive area on the 8 hour and the daily. You can see there, double touch on the daily. And if you scroll back to left, you'll see some more interaction at that level. There's some more there. So anyway, that is something that you definitely need to be paying attention to. Look at the daily again. This divergence from there to there is massive. And there is a lot of noise about CPI today, and that noise is bearish. And what I'm seeing right here is it's just suckering everybody in. Everybody that's not willing to be patient and wait, and everybody listening to that bearish noise is being sucked into this at the moment. So I don't see a bearish setup at all. I do see some strong pushes down to find structure, but there's nothing really else that I can see that is saying, listen, you need to be very wary, or not wary, should I rather say, you need to be short. This market's falling to the floor, which is what the noise is all about. But anyway, not the way I trade. Watch price and price only. Okay, so 3 hour. This week has been pretty much big up and big down. You see the pin bar off here, and then sort of another weird range bar, and then market closed. So wouldn't close, it just went into a lull. Oscillator's not giving us anything on the 3 hour. The only thing that's bearish here is the fact that we have this channel, and at the same time we have price below the moving averages, and we've crossed over the 155 as well. So the 3 hour is definitely looking like a fairly large bearish channel, so you should be pretty safe trading that channel, but you do have data coming out. For the 1 hour, you can see this big up, big down, big up, big down, big up, big down is continuing, and you are above the moving averages here. Second thing is low, lower low, low, higher low. There is divergence all over the place. So I'm very reluctant to even pick a direction at the moment. For me, the longs will only kick in above the high of yesterday, and that is at 45.23. And this level of support down here at 44.63 and 44.50 area is still very much in play. So that's kind of the view I've got at the moment. You can see the opportunity to buy was right there after the strong fall, and that's always difficult when you see the fall moving like this with big bars and you're coming up to structure. It's very difficult to commit to say, okay, I'm going to jump in here. I'm going to put a 127 point stop loss in, but if you've done that all the way there, 247, so it's a 2-to-1 trade off structure, and that was a strong daily structure, so high probability of price moving off that. For today, you probably should wait for CPI data to come out and see what happens after that, but I'm skeptical either way. I think if CPI is normal, you're just going to continue in this channel to the downside. I don't see it falling just for the sake of falling. And if you get above this little pin bar here, and that is at 4,500, you get above there and build a base up there, that's going to start prickling my interest for longs, and those longs would first be for the top. Well, first for the top of the channel here, at probably be around 45 to 15 area. If we get through that, then definitely looking for top of the bigger range, which is 45.23. And if you get through that, then it's going to be a fairly decent move to the upside. So that's the one side of it. I don't really see something to the downside that really excites me at the moment. So we could argue that this is a rejection, but you want to see a break below here. So that is kind of 44.63. But then I'd be a little bit cautious with the bottom of the bearish channel here. So based on the previous move, I just go to the 8th hour, you'll see it clearer. So I can extend this channel pretty much like that. So I could do that, or I could put the wedge back in. Okay, so for me, this is something that you need to be very wary of, because it does not look to me like it's a continuation down. It does look like it's stretching for support, and there's a strong area of support, as I've said already. So I'd be very cautious of jumping in short, even on bad data. To be honest, I'd be very cautious of jumping in short. I'd rather look for structure to buy off still. So the trend is still to the upside. We're not below the 155 EMA right now. So short-term trend is down, granted, but the bigger trend is to the upside. So this is just, for me, just suckering in all the bulls and getting stops triggered and trying to get the bears going. Right, anyway, we'll see what happens at CPI. So for me, right down to the lower time frames, pay attention to what's going on. You can see big down, big up, big down. This is big confusion. So that's why this is my line in the sand, 4,500. I'd want to see us get above that for longs. Alternatively, we're going to be rejecting that with a pin bar like this, or some setup for shorts down to the bottom. I think that's pretty much what's going to happen. But challenge again is, if you look at the lower time frames, there's no real trend. Okay. You can see on the 5-minute there, I suppose there was a bit of a downward trend there, but see the separation of the moving averages, that's always a concern. And then we're back above them with a crossover, then back below them. So I think that's going to continue until we get some data. Okay, so anyway, cautious until we break these two major trend lines. So it's 4,500 to the upside, and well, it's not going to be 44.63, it's going to be lower one. You're going to have to get through all of the structure to the downside before I'd even look at shorts. Okay, anyway, that's kind of my view at the moment. Hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.